On behalf of the faculty, welcome to the Honors Convocation. At this time, we ask that you all please rise, if you are able, for the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good afternoon and welcome to the 102nd Honors Convocation of the University of Michigan. I'm Lori McCauley, Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs. Thank you to Jaden Douglas and Eden West, both seniors in the School of Music, Theater, and Dance, for their lovely rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner. Please join me in another round of applause. As we begin, I want to recognize an important part of our history, a land transfer from the indigenous people of this area. The University of Michigan is located on the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe people. In 1817, the Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi nations made the largest single land transfer to the University of Michigan. This was offered ceremonially through the treaty at the foot of the rapids so that their children could be educated. Through these words of acknowledgement, their contemporary and ancestral ties to the land and their contributions to the university are renewed and reaffirmed. We're gathered today to celebrate the academic achievements of students on all three campuses of the university. We are also honoring faculty members whose dedication to undergraduate education is monumental. Our university's reputation is built on the achievements of students and faculty, like those we are here to honor today. They are the best of the Michigan tradition. The Honors Convocation is held each year in mid-March. It's the perfect time of the year in Michigan to celebrate the achievements of those here today. We pay tribute to hard work done in the challenging season behind us that has led to the flourishing success of those in attendance today. And it's with joy that we imagine what accomplishments, inventions, and adventures lie ahead. We are pleased to recognize the members of the University of Michigan Board of Regents who have joined us today. They are Sarah Hubbard of Okemos and Carl J. Myers of Dearborn. The stage party also includes academic leaders from the Flint, Dearborn, and Ann Arbor campuses, executive officers of the university, and deans of the schools and colleges whose students we honor today. The Provost Council on Student Honors has selected Carter Van Erp to be this year's student speaker. Carter Van Erp is a senior and 5-term Angel Scholar majoring in the Performing Arts Management and Theater Studies. During his time at U of M, Carter has won an MLK Spirit Award for Institutional Change and Advocacy, a Belonging Award from U of M's Office for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, an Excel Enterprise Grant for Community Impact Projects, and U of M's William J. Brandstrom Freshman Prize. In addition to earning numerous and varied theater credits during his time at U of M, Carter has also worked as a digital media producer-editor for U of M Athletics, a creative licensing intern at Inspiring Arts Productions, and a research assistant for U of M Arts Entrepreneurship and Leadership. His coursework at U of M blends creative expression with strategic expertise, creating an innovative approach to the performing arts that he aims to practice in New York City after graduating this year. Please join me in welcoming and congratulating Carter Van Erp.
Thank you, Provost Macaulay, for your generous introduction. Distinguished faculty, honored guests, and fellow students, it is a privilege to stand before you today celebrating not just our achievements, but the journeys that got us here, the challenges we faced, the strength we found, and the resilience that we have all shown along the way. This year's theme, resilience, resonates deeply with all of us, I'm very sure. Each of us has faced many struggles, some visible, others hidden. Whether it be battling self-doubt, pushing past exhaustion, or meeting the daunting expectations placed upon us, we have all dug in our heels and fought to be here. And for me, it was in that fight that I found the real spirit of resilience to be about more than enduring, but rather about growing and finding meaning, not in spite of our hardships and setbacks, but because we accepted them and chose to keep moving forward. As Gen Z, we have faced many unique pressures that have disrupted our paths forward, striving for excellence while also learning what it means to embody self-care, standing strong and united while the world around us falls divided. We've lived through a global pandemic. We are facing the challenges and effects of climate change and are continuously confronted with economic uncertainty. Yet, we still all chose education as a means to better ourselves and to serve the world. That in itself is resilience. Let me say that again. The simple choice to be right here, right now, is an act of strength and resilience. And I want to note that resilience is never built alone. It is shaped by the support of others, the mentors who believe in us, the friends who stand beside us, and the family who encourage us. Resilience is a collective effort. It is a symphony of love and gratitude and connection. Gratitude, which is what truly transforms resilience from mere endurance into a powerful ethic of love and impact. As I reflect on my journey at U of M and the lessons I've learned regarding gratitude, I'm reminded of my time spent alongside Gavin Creel. For those of you unfortunate enough to not know Gavin, he was a proud Michigan graduate from SMTD's Department of Musical Theater, a humble Tony Award recipient for his work on Broadway, and a profound thinker and advocate for LGBTQ+ rights in our country. Gavin passed away this past September after fighting an aggressive form of cancer that took him far, far too young. He was the human epitome of resilience and grace and empathy, but was most beloved for his vulnerability. He would speak often and openly about the hardships of being a human, and firmly believed that his thesis, as he would call it, was that welcoming all of our personal messiness and sharing it with one another was the quintessential step on our journey of self-actualization. He had the word both tattooed on his wrist. to signify an anonymous quote that he found one day and quickly turned into his entire life's mantra. I think it speaks well to the themes discussed here today, and I hope it will serve you all as you move forward, resiliently powering through all that you may be facing right now. The quote reads, "Everything is both, wonderful and terrible, boring and exciting. It's okay that it's both, obvious and hidden, simple and complicated. What a relief that everything can be both, light and dark, celebratory and melancholy." This lesson echoes all the principles of resilience that we have come to identify here at Michigan. We have learned that life is rarely one thing or another. It's never just easy or hard, happy or sad. It's both. And that's okay that it's both. In fact, it is in that space of contradiction, the joy and the pain, the simplicity and complexity, the clarity and confusion. That is where we come to realize that only through embracing both can we truly grow. Through embracing both, we display the purest form of resilience. We display acceptance. And it is challenging. As academic perfectionists, we are very quick to be supportive of our peers, and yet we never offer that grace unto ourselves. So I ask that at least for just today, you try. You have overcome so much to get here. The late nights, the doubts, the moments when you thought you couldn't go on. But there's a strength and a fight in there, in all of us. Please do not forget it. Or as Gav would say, don't miss it. Lastly, I want to enforce that you are not just here because of what you've achieved. You are here because of who you have become along the way in your pursuit of knowledge. Stronger, more compassionate, more resilient. The GPA is merely proof of the standards we have held ourselves to, and yes, executed properly. That deserves celebration. But the honor is in the journey, the in-between moments, the bounce back, the both. Thank you all. I love you, Gav, and go Blue.
Thank you, Carter, for those moving insights on today's convocation theme. On this 102nd Honors Convocation, we gather to celebrate the academic excellence of our most distinguished students. In doing so, we honor not only their achievements, but also the dedicated faculty who guide them and the family and friends who have supported them on the way to this momentous occasion. As we gather, we do so steeped in ceremony. Part of our ceremonial tradition at Michigan is entwined with the fearsome woodland creature whose tenacity inspired us to take its name, the Wolverine. In reflecting on this year's Honors Convocation theme, I dove into the history of wolverines in Michigan, both the animal's history in the region and how it came to be an icon of the Michigan spirit. I found something fascinating that students of history and natural science may already know. No one has ever found the skeletal remains of a wolverine anywhere in the state of Michigan's 96,705 square miles. And yet we have records of Michigan students and alumni calling themselves Wolverines as early as 1861. But the first live wolverine wasn't verified in the Michigan wilderness until 2004. This invites the question, if the wolverine's presence in Michigan is mostly fiction, why do we find the image of this tenacious creature everywhere there is maize and blue? Well, throughout history, people have adopted and adapted icons of the natural and ancient worlds in the hope of borrowing their strength and grandeur. In Detroit alone, we have lions and tigers, We clash with sports teams inspired by the fighting spirit of the Spartans and those inspired by the ferocity of the Buckeye tree. So what does our choice of icons say about us, and what does it have to do with the academic excellence on display here today? The Wolverine, pound for pound, one of the most formidable creatures in the animal kingdom, thrives in environments where others merely survive. In the harshest winter conditions, like organic chemistry midterms, the Wolverine persists. The Wolverine doesn't just endure, it adapts, learns, and conquers. Biologists studying wolverines often note their exceptional problem-solving abilities and mental fortitude. A wolverine will work tirelessly to overcome obstacles, showing remarkable patience and creativity in pursuing its goals. Does that sound familiar? Those we honor today have navigated the challenges of rigorous academic programs, perhaps while balancing research, extracurricular activities, and personal responsibilities. The University of Michigan has flourished in times of plenty and times of great tumult because of the resilience of the people who call themselves Wolverines. You are a credit to that tradition. In our rapidly evolving world, this resilience is perhaps the most valuable asset you possess. With your presence here today, you've demonstrated the ample reserves of fortitude that define the Michigan way. You've developed strong minds that will shape strong futures, not just for yourselves, but for the communities you will serve. The historical record may disagree, but looking around, we know there have always been Wolverines here, and there always will be. Once again, we are so grateful to those of you here to witness and support our students today. You may wonder about the criteria for inclusion in today's ceremony. To be invited to attend today's convocation by one's school, college, or campus, a student must attain university honors for both winter 2024 and fall 2024 terms. Seniors who earn university honors for either of these terms are also invited to attend Honors Convocation. The University Honors Recognition is awarded to students who earn a 3.5 grade point average during a term while taking a minimum of 14 credits, 12 of which are graded credits. I will now introduce the deans from the undergraduate schools and colleges in Ann Arbor. I ask that the dean and the University Honors students from that school or college please stand and be recognized if they are able. The order of introductions is the order of the founding of the schools and colleges. Dean Rosario Ceballo and the University Honors students from the College of Literature, Science, and the Arts. On behalf of Dean Jacques Noor and the University Honors students from the School of Dentistry. Dean Vicki Ellenrod and the University Honors students from the College of Pharmacy. Dean Celeste Watkins Hayes and the University Honors students from the Gerald R. Ford School of Public Policy. Dean Karen Tolley and the University Honors students from the College of Engineering. Associate Professor Ebony Elizabeth Thomas and the University Honors students from the Marsal Family School of Education. Dean Sharon Matusik and the University Honors students from the Stephen M. Ross School of Business. On behalf of Dean Jonathan Overpeck and the University Honors students from the School for Environment and Sustainability. Associate Dean Jason Corey and the University Honors students from the School of Music, Theater, and Dance. Professor Anchi Steinmuller and the University Honors students from the A. Alfred Taubman College of Architecture and Urban Planning. Assistant Dean Hala Darwish and the University Honors students from the School of Nursing. On behalf of Dean Du Bois Bowman and the University Honors students from the School of Public Health. Dean Andrea Forte and the University Honors students from the School of Information. Dean Carlos Jackson and the University Honors students from the Penny W. Stamps School of Art and Design. And Associate Dean Peter Bodery and the University Honors students from the School of Kinesiology. Now, Lawrence Alexander, Chancellor of the Flint campus, and Gabriela Scarlata, Provost and Executive Vice Chancellor of Academic Affairs of the Dearborn campus, will recognize and present the University Honors students from their campuses. Chancellor Alexander.
Will the University Honors students from the University of Michigan, Flint, stand and be recognized? Let me begin by congratulating each of you on your achievements today. Know that all of us, the faculty, staff, and classmates at the Flint campus, are incredibly proud of you, and I am honored to join you in celebrating your accomplishments. Excellence isn't merely about achieving, It's about doing something beyond the ordinary. It's going beyond the norm and pushing past limitations, real or perceived, to devote oneself to ushering in progress and achieving success. Excellence is about learning, knowledge, and growth so that as a member, or better yet, a leader of one's community, you can assist both yourself and others to emerge as a strong and viable collective for economic growth and social mobility in the region. Your dedication to excellence forms a great foundation for improving the future for yourselves and your communities, and it shows that you have what it takes to be called leaders and best in the university and in your community and beyond. So enjoy this well-deserved moment, and on behalf of the University of Michigan Flint, our heartfelt congratulations. Go Flint and go Blue.
Hello, everybody. I call on the university honor students from the Dearborn campus to please stand and be recognized. University of Michigan Dearborn students, today we formally recognize your very impressive academic achievement. This recognition is well-earned and well-deserved. Through your many and varied accomplishments, you represent what a University of Michigan education is all about, and the best of the Dearborn experience. Today, we also recognize the signature programs on your campus in which so many of you partake. The faculty and staff dedicated to your success have played an important role in your intellectual development. And throughout your work and activities, you enrich the intellectual climate of our community and beyond. To achieve your exemplary academic achievements while contributing to common good on campus and in our community is truly remarkable and most deserving of recognition. You do honor to the University of Michigan Dearborn, and I call on all members of this academic community to recognize and celebrate your outstanding work and your many accomplishments. To our University of Michigan Dearborn honor students, I want to say, go Blue, go Dearborn, and to all of today's honorees, I offer hearty and heartfelt congratulations from the University of Michigan Dearborn.
Thank you, Flint and Dearborn. In addition to university honors, the university recognizes superior academic achievement with 2 other awards. The William J. Brandstrom Freshman Prize was created in 1960 by Mr. Brandstrom, an attorney and philanthropist of Fremont, Michigan, whose desire was to promote excellence in education. Through his generous gift, each year the University of Michigan is able to recognize and encourage first-year students who obtain a high level of academic achievement during their first semester. First-year students who rank in the top 5% of the school or college in which they are enrolled and earn 14 credit hours or more are recognized as winners of the William J. Brandstrom Freshman Prize. Will first-year students designated as winners of the William J. Brandstrom Freshman Prize please stand and be recognized? Congratulations. You may be seated. And now I would like to introduce to you the James B. Angel Scholars in attendance, we award this honor, named for the university's third president, to students with an all-A record for 2 or more consecutive terms in which they carry at least 14 credit hours per term, 12 of which are graded credits. I would first like to ask all our 2-term Angel Scholars seated in the audience to please rise. Congratulations, you may be seated. Today, we are paying special tribute to those students who have completed 3 or more consecutive terms of all A's, and I invite all 3, 4, 5, and 6-term Angel Scholars to come forward to be greeted by President Ono and myself. You'll be escorted to the stage by our faculty marshals. Let's have another congratulations for this group. It's now our special privilege to recognize the Angel Scholars with us today who have sustained the highest level of academic achievement for 7 or more terms. Our 7-term Angel Scholars are seated in the auditorium, and our 8 or more term scholars are seated on the stage. I ask that they come forward individually as their names are called to be greeted by President Ono and myself. You will be escorted to the stage by our faculty marshals. Tabby Chavis, our Vice Provost for Equity and Inclusion and Chief Diversity Officer, will introduce the students.
This first group of students has achieved 7 consecutive terms of all A's. Scholars, you will be escorted to the stage by our faculty marshals. Flynn Baird. Kiara Baste. Catherine Bednars. Tess Biter. Ava Berkowitz. Kayla Bavzar. Reagan Clemens. Danielle DeCoster. Eric Dare. Quinn Engel. Chloe Erickson. Hannah Gorman. Jacqueline Groves. Suparna Pandey. Micah Helzerman. Karen Jin. Ella Kalapatapu. Mari Kamadoy. Megan Keller. William Knutson. Emily Cook. Aria Lauthatapong. Timothy Leong. Aspen Linter. Caitlin Lynch. Lucas Mara. Christopher May. Bridget McCann. Jonathan McDevitt Jr. Kylie Miller. Muhammad Amir bin Mohammed Ghazali. Catherine Morrow. Esti Moss. Ellie Omari Sampson. Sarah Penrose. You can come up and tell me your name. Sarah. No, but I will say it. Julianne Park. Ryan Raybuck. Molly Rogers. Ian Rosenberg. Matthew Salinas. Alicia Sungvi. Malika Satish. Gabriel Sheck. Abigail Schreck. Shriyan Saith. Paul Salagi. Mary Violet Springer. Alyssa Sanu. Megan Van Drager. And Jacob Ziff. Elizabeth Coleus. We're going to get them all in. The next group of students have achieved 8 consecutive terms of all A's. Sarah Pesta. Will Robinson. And Brooke Wetherill. And our final student has achieved 9 consecutive terms of all A's. Eden West.
Another round of applause for these scholars. We are very pleased to give special recognition to an exceptional student this afternoon. As noted in your program, the university's Wallenberg Fellowship was established in 2013. It honors Raoul Wallenberg, one of our most distinguished graduates. Mr. Wallenberg brought intellectual acuity and great curiosity about the world to his studies in architecture. A native of Sweden, he was in that country's diplomatic service during World War II. Stationed in Budapest, he worked quietly and effectively to coordinate the rescue of thousands of Jews in Hungary by issuing protective passports and sheltering them in buildings he had designated as Swedish territory. The Wallenberg Fellowship provides a graduating senior with the opportunity to learn about and contribute to society through an independent project anywhere in the world. I'd like to invite Stephanie Smith, this year's recipient of the fellowship, to stand. Stephanie is a senior double majoring in biopsychology, cognition, and neuroscience in the College of Literature, Science, and the Arts, and the program in the environment from LS&A in the School for Environment and Sustainability. Stephanie's project is titled Bridges Over Troubled Waters, co-creating storytelling and disaster preparedness resources with communities in North Carolina and Nepal. Stephanie intends to travel from North Carolina, ground zero for Hurricane Helene, to villages in the Himalayas of Nepal faced with severe glacial lake outburst flooding. She hopes to co-create educational materials and a story archive to improve awareness and preparedness for natural disasters exacerbated by climate change. Congratulations again, Stephanie. In 1988, the Board of Regents established a series of professorships to recognize outstanding contributions to undergraduate education. Named after Arthur F. Thernau, a student at Michigan from 1902 to 1904, this series of professorships is supported through a trust fund he left to the university. Mr. Thernau wanted to return to the University of Michigan something of the value he gained from being an undergraduate student here. In that spirit, the Thernau Professorship Program is designed to honor tenured faculty whose commitment to and investment in undergraduate teaching has had a demonstrable impact on the intellectual development of our students. We're delighted to welcome one of this year's Thernau Professorship recipients who have joined us today. Farina Mir, Professor of History and Associate Professor in the Honors Program in the College of Literature, Science, and the Arts. Congratulations and thank you. Our other 2025 Thernau professors could not be with us today, and we recognize them. Brian K. Arbick, Professor of Earth and Environmental Sciences in the College of Literature, Science, and the Arts, and Professor of Climate and Space Science and Engineering in the College of Engineering. Ann L. Miller, Professor of Molecular, Cellular, and Developmental Biology in the College of Literature, Science, and the Arts. Aaron J. Ridley, Professor of Climate and Space Science and Engineering in the College of Engineering. And Ginger V. Schultz, Associate Professor of Chemistry and Associate Professor in the Honors Program, College of Literature, Science, and the Arts. Thank you all. Each spring, we invite a Thernau professor to address students at Honors Convocation. This year, it is my pleasure to introduce Professor Preeti Shah. Dr. Preeti Shah is the U of M Psychology Department Chair and an Arthur F. Thernau Professor in the Department of Psychology, School of Information, and the Marcel Family School of Education. Her research explores topics related to learning, thinking, and reasoning, and she's been quoted as an expert in mainstream publications like the Los Angeles Times, the Wall Street Journal, Discover Magazine, and Time. During her time at U of M, Shah founded the STAR, Students Tackling Advanced Research, Scholars Organization, which each year teaches approximately 30 underrepresented undergraduate students in psychology the skills they will need to land jobs in research and apply to graduate schools. Shaw has also won an LS&A award for individual contribution to undergraduate education, a psychology graduate mentoring award, and the inaugural Amy L. and Kirk L. Wolf Prize for mentoring undergraduate students majoring in biopsychology, cognition, and neuroscience. Please join me in welcoming and congratulating Dr. Preeti Shaw. We are delighted to have you today. Please come forward.
Thank you, Provost McCauley, for the kind introduction and for the invitation to speak. I was asked to speak about Wolverine resilience, and each of the students honored today has demonstrated resilience, hurdling challenges large and small on the road to graduating with academic distinction. Congratulations. Of course, resilience is developed long before you arrive on campus. I actually learned resilience from the University of Michigan long before I ever stepped foot here. As long as I can remember, I wanted to live in a college town. I was influenced by my late father, who brought me and my mom from Indore, India to Ames, Iowa, the home of Iowa State University, when I was an infant. I grew up hearing about the greatness of America's public universities and the diverse, welcoming, and intellectual culture of college towns. And among college towns, I knew that Ann Arbor embodied that spirit more than any other. It was here that John F. Kennedy proposed the Peace Corps. It was here that students stood at the forefront of the civil rights movement and against the Vietnam War. My goal by age 12, and yes, I was the quintessential nerd, was to be a college professor in a college town and to one day raise my children in the environment my father described with reverence. So from that young age, I decided I would be a college professor and I would live in the best college town. But my dream was deferred twice. First, I was rejected by the graduate program in psychology. 7 years later, I interviewed for a faculty position and was again rejected. But 2 years after that, with a little luck and the resilience taught by those initial failures, I finally returned to Ann Arbor with my dream job in hand. How did you and I learn resilience? Well, we have our parents and caregivers to thank. As a psychology professor, I cannot help but share the results of a favorite recent study. In this study, 13 to 17-month-old infants watched an adult trying to solve little problems like removing a toy from a container or removing a key from a keychain. In one condition, the adult effortlessly performed these tasks in less than 10 seconds. And in the other condition, they struggled, saying things like, "Oh, that didn't work, let me try this," and finally succeeded after a long 30 seconds. Then the experimenter gave the infants a musical toy activated by a button that was hard to operate. The experimenters measured how many times the infant tried to push the button. The babies pressed the button only 12 times when they had watched the adults who did not struggle, and 22 times when they watched the adults struggling. At 15 months, children were nearly twice as persistent after watching an adult struggle compared to watching an adult easily succeed. When you fail and try again, that's resilience, and we learn it from the people around us. Psychologists know that another way in which we learn resilience is through practice. First, learning to cope with small adversities, like losing a game of chutes and ladders. The first time, you might have flipped the board or thrown a tantrum. But with curated practice, you were able to fall down the giant chute or miss the biggest ladder without falling apart. With every instance of learned resilience, you're able to handle the next obstacle with greater grace. The students here have faced and overcame many challenges before coming to Michigan, including a global pandemic that disrupted your final years of high school. At Michigan, you've been able to test yourself further, practicing resilience for the first time while independent. I believe that institutions, like individuals, gain resilience by following the examples of others and through practice. The University of Michigan, like other institutions of higher education, is experiencing some unprecedented challenges. But since our founding in 1817, we have survived war, depression, civil unrest, and pandemics. We have practiced resilience. And since our founding, we have seen resilience modeled over and over again by scientists working late into the night in their labs, writers revising manuscripts to perfection, university leaders fighting in the courts to uphold our values, student athletes winning national championships, student leaders protesting injustice. That's what Wolverine resilience is about, and I hope your time here can be a reminder of what you can overcome. Congratulations, and go blue!
When you walk through a storm, keep your chin up high, and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of a storm is a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. Climb every mountain, search high and low, follow every byway, every path you know. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow till you find your dream, a dream that will need all the love you can give every day of your life, for as long as you live. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow till you find your dream, a dream that will need all the love you can give every day of your life, for as long as you live. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow till you find
Let's hear it for Caitlin and Eden one more time for that amazing performance. Before I move on to my remarks, I want to give a shout out to somebody who you've seen quite a bit of. Many of you may not know what a provost is, but we have the best provost in the nation here at the University of Michigan, the Chief Academic Officer of the university. Please give Lori McCulley a round of applause. On behalf of the university and the Board of Regents, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to all of you for your outstanding academic performance during your time here. Your dedication, hard work, and commitment to excellence have set you apart, and we are incredibly proud of your achievements. As you move forward into your next chapters, whether continuing in your studies here or embarking on new endeavors, we wish you every success and fulfillment. And so now, let's recognize all these amazing honor students and our Thernau professors. Let's hear it for them. Congratulations once again, and go blue.
As we close the formal program today, it is my pleasure to invite you to join our honorees for an outdoor reception on Ingalls Mall, in between Hill Auditorium and the Michigan League. Commemorative tack pins are available for the scholars we are honoring today. For those of you who have not already received a pin, they will be distributed at the reception following the ceremony. Thank you all for being present to share this important occasion. It's wonderful to come together to recognize the accomplishments of our students in every field of inquiry and to honor their teachers. We salute all their achievements. I want to give special thanks now to the students and faculty from the School of Music, Theater, and Dance for their outstanding performances. The trombone ensemble, directed by Professor David Jackson, Assistant Professor Nicole Keller, University organist, Assistant Professor Julie Zhu, Carolinist, Jaden Douglas, soloist, Caitlin Bogart, soloist, and Eden West, pianist. Please join me in thanking them all. We ask that the audience remain at their seats until the recessional march of the stage party has been completed. Please now stand as you are able and sing with us as we close the university's, this ceremony with the university's alma mater, the yellow and blue. You'll find the words printed in the back of your program.